Hi families of Pine Creek Soccer, this is Chris Knott here over at Dynamis Accelerated Recovery and Performance. Hey, I wanted to do a quick video today on behalf of Ben Corley and myself, just talking about what we're doing here at Dynamis and some of the opportunities that we're trying to offer your student athletes, especially if you've never been able to be here before. Wanted to give you just a really quick tour, talk about a little bit about our heart and what we're trying to do that goes beyond just how much weight your kid can lift in the weight room. So I'm sitting here in my office here. This is my primary neurological therapy room where I treat all these athletes you see behind me. This is the #1 way of coming back from injury, which is why I travel through the NFL and take care of these guys. But then once we take care of them from an injury standpoint, I try to educate them on how to stay healthy and increase their performance. I would much rather have your students in here getting better and increasing their athleticism and keeping them safe than having to fix them in this room here. However, the same principles that we use to fix all these NFL and professional athletes on the neurological front are the same principles that we use when we get out to the weight room. It's really important that I help you understand that in traditional lifting, when guys go into the weight room, they think, oh, I'm just going to squat and bench and deadlift. To us, that's not really training, okay? That is just testing. When someone can't squat or when they try to squat, it's always going to reveal where their body is deficient. Their deficiencies is where they're going to get hurt, and that's where our training begins. So unlike traditional weight rooms, or if you're wondering, hey, how come our kid can't just go to the Pine Creek weight room, or what about Lifetime Fitness, okay? I want your kids to be able to have the camaraderie with the team effort, which is why I'm trying to get all the guys here. At the same time, a lot of those weight rooms, unfortunately, just aren't set up in the way to work on the deficiencies that your kids have. They're set up like traditional weight rooms. So for example, if they go in and they're going to start their squat workout, if they're quad dominant, which they all are because they're running and jumping and kicking all the time, they're going to get underneath the bar, they're going to squat with those quads, and guess what? Once you put weight on them, those quads are going to get stronger, meaning they're going to just reinforce that quad dominance, leading to more susceptibility to those ACL tears, other knee issues, hip and back issues, and then they're going to be in here asking me to get them fixed. So what we want to do is show you a weight room. Again, if you've never been here before to see this, I want to show you a weight room that I have designed and had custom built so that we can work on your athletes' deficiencies, which will not only keep them safer, but also increase their true athleticism so that they can actually practice and have more fun out in their sport. Okay. At the same time, I want you to think about the opportunity cost of what if they had that injury? How much time are they going to take off? What does the rehab cost look like? What is it like to maybe not get that scholarship because of missing out? All of those things add up to much more cost than what we're trying to do here. What I'm trying to do for our community is to offer the same level quality training that I give to these guys behind me, but do it at an affordable cost so that we can really give our kids a leg up and have the opportunities that we didn't have growing up as kids. So I'm going to have take a walk through here so you can see a little bit about the gym. So as we come out here, this is kind of our turf area. This is where we can do all of our speed and agility work, work on their footwork fundamentals and positioning. Yes, we can have fun. We have the basketball goal behind us. We've got the soccer goal that's not in front of the door there, so we incorporate that into some of their training. And have some fun. We have the gymnastics area behind me here. You can see the stall bars and some of the other work. So this year for 2018, we're doing a lot more mobility work, a lot more connective tissue work because we can use our neurological principles, get those muscles turned on really quickly. However, connective tissue issue, when your kids are tight, there's a lot more that goes on, and that takes some time. We've got our altitude drop stations right here. We have to teach them how to land appropriately, how to absorb force. That's really important. As we come right through here, you can see the whole big rack system that we have that really puts them in a safe environment to be able to work on those lifts appropriately. We got the monolift stations. We've got our sprint treadmills, which I'm not a huge fan of traditional treadmills because it's just a motor spinning a belt at a constant speed, which no one ever runs at a constant speed, and we don't want to teach them to bounce on the surface of the ground. We want to teach them to apply force into the ground. So we have highly specialized sprint treadmills to teach their appropriate running mechanics and conditioning. Back behind here, we have our inertial pulse pieces. Again, we're teaching our athletes how to absorb force in multiple planes. That is really critical. All of training should come back to your body's ability to absorb and generate force. If they can't absorb force correctly, that force will go someplace, and that's where our injuries start. You can see this whole roll here. We've got our belt squat. We've got two actually in here. You can see the glute ham machines behind me, the Rager glute hams with the rack over them, because we use a lot of techniques so that they can get in the proper angles, the proper position to really work those hamstrings, glutes, posterior chain that you don't get in traditional gyms. That is why I built this place, so that we can work on their deficiencies and really keep them safe. And then that becomes the foundation of how they're going to get strong. Strength is not just measured in how much can you squat, because that just assumes that they're squatting every which way. We want to make sure that they're using their body appropriately. So if you have any other questions, please feel free. You can email me direct at Knott, that's C-K-N-O-T-T, at recoverandperform.com. And you're always welcome to stop in the gym if you want to see it more close in depth, if you want to see some of our techniques and how we train people more athletically, and how I'm now training all these NFL guys around the league, and the same opportunities that we're giving to your kids. Again, we have an open door, so you can come in at any time. Just let me know and be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Also, just on a quick note, for those of you parents that are saying, hey, my kid's in club, we don't have a lot of time, I get it. I'm a parent, I've got 4 kids, school, all that kind of stuff. But however, I try to teach them that being an athlete is a sacrifice. If they want to play at the next level, they have to learn to get used to the pace of the next level, because when it comes to college, schoolwork only gets harder, their time management has to be more disciplined, they have to practice every day, and they have to be in the weight room every day. So if they're not used to that tempo and that time management, a lot of the athletes their freshman year will get washed out, and they get injured a lot because they have not prepared to do so. Remember, playing a sport is a privilege. I always tell my kids, if they're going to participate in sport, they have to spend the equal amount of time preparing their body to recover from that sport. Otherwise, we get the Tiger Woods syndrome, get really good at the skill, but Tiger Woods has now had 4 back surgeries, wondering if he's ever going to play again, because he didn't take the same amount of time preparing his body to recover from the repeated trauma of the skills of those sports. Please don't let your kids make that same mistake. If that doesn't make sense, I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. So please feel free to stop in. We love the team in here to get that camaraderie going and keep them going strong. Let's win another championship for Pine Creek Soccer and get ready for this summer. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks.